I wanted to finish out this tutorial by showing you this user interface of mine in action, as well as demonstrating two techniques that will help you both in PvE, but especially in PvP. The first thing I'm going to show you is what kiting is. You may have heard the term, you may think you know what it is, but I'm going to show you how a pro kites a mob around. Let's find a single mob to kite around. This guy. So, and it really has nothing to do with the skills used. In this case, I'm going to use my swift shot to get going faster, and then once I have my combo points, I'm going to turn around and hit him with that so I can keep, and essentially the tighter circle you can keep, the better. Keep running away from the mob, moving, using your skills at the same time, grabbing the camera, and working around in a circle like this. That's kiting. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot more advanced ways you can do that than spamming the same quick shot key over and over again. But this essentially to show you or to highlight the difference between kiting and the way some rangers try to play this class. I'm going to show you how you'll see a lot of them try to play this, which is like this. Or they might use a pet to tank it, which is another way to go. But none of it's true kiting. The beautiful advantage of especially this marksman class, the main range class without a pet, is that you can kite. And in the same case, also some cleric builds and just about every mage build is built for kiting as well. And the more pro you can get at kiting, especially in PvP, you're gonna pwn face just about every time you come up on someone. Now I'm going to switch roles here to a melee role to show you a technique, again, where you are grabbing the screen and using it like it's a first-person shooter. This is why we rebound all of our keys so that we could use them while we're on the move. And one pro tip about this, if you grab anywhere on your interface where there is an object in between the raw screen and your mouse cursor, you're not going to get a good grab, and it's going to mess you up. So you're going to have to be very careful. I usually try to always grab the screen in the same spot, which I've left mostly empty in my display, which is right here. This area right here is where I usually grab at. You'll see that as my cursor pops up. I'll keep it there, and if I move it around to fiddle with some quests or whatever, I'll try to bring it back here to grab the screen again. Now what you'll notice, if I move the mouse cursor to right over here over my health bar, and then I right click and try to grab the screen and move, I don't get the same effect as if it was just right above it. I would be able to move the screen, as you can see. So just be aware of that. And so again, this next technique here, while kiting works to a certain extent with mobs, this next technique will not work with PvE mobs, but with players it's brilliant. And you'll see them trying to do it to you in PvP, and if you try to do it back to them, it'll counteract them, and in cases where players don't understand what you're doing, it's really going to mess them up. And what we're going to do to this little sickle horn here is we're going in straight melee, but what we're going to do, we're pretending this guy is a player. We're going to circle around him while we execute all of our skills. What this is going to do is it's going to constantly be breaking a player's line of sight, as most skills require that you face target. So if you're constantly circling around your target, you're constantly breaking his line of sight, breaking his channel abilities, unless he is also right-clicking the screen and moving his display so that he's constantly facing you. So unless he has the skill to do that, you're going to end up winning as you go around him executing, getting more skills off per second than he does. There's one last feature that I'd like to demonstrate for you in this tutorial. You'll see, this is actually the character that I demonstrated earlier, where we redid the entire interface, but I've set everything back to the defaults. And I want to show you an interesting feature that Trion included for us, which is 2 thumbs up in my book. And this is what you do. If you go on the options here and you go down to import, and you create a new character, and there are even instructions for how to do this for cross-server characters, but you have to do something special, but on the main site they have instructions on how to do that. But then you highlight your main character, in this case Evollove, my level 50 Bahami warrior. And then we're going to highlight all the options. And what this does is this actually imports all of these user options from the character that you highlight to the character that you're playing. In this case, this level 1 warrior called Evil Bank. When we hit import, it's going to ask us to verify that it's going to change all of our settings permanently. We hit OK. And instantly, all of our settings are changed. And you'll see after you invest as much time as someone like me does in setting up a custom user interface, it's nice that they have the ability to just transfer it instantly from one character to another. That concludes all of my initial tutorials and interface tutorials here. More will come in the future, of course, but for now, at the end of this video, I've included just a taste of what my PvP videos are going to be like.
Evollove.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields the bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah. Politicians hide themselves away. They only started the war. Why should they go out to fight? They leave peril to the poor. Yeah. Time will tell them they have power minds, making war just for fun, treating people just like pawns in chess. Wait until that judgment day comes. Yeah. Now in darkness, world stops turning, as you hear the bodies burning. No more war pigs have the power, and as God has struck the hour,